Okay, so let us start today's class. So in the previous lecture, we had talked about the common emitter amplifier. So we had uh, calculated the voltage gain, input impedance, output impedance of the common emitter amplifier. Okay, and then we also learned how to transform the complex common emitter configuration into any known simpler circuit, right? And then one can perform the same analysis that was done on common emitter configuration to decide the small signal parameters, for example, gain, input impedance, and output impedance, right? So we had calculated all these parameters. Okay. So now let us extend the same analysis on another configuration, that is common base. Okay, so we'll extend the same to this common base configuration, same analysis, and we'll try to find out the same small signal parameters for this configuration. So before that, let us understand that in a common base configuration, so for example, this is a common base configuration, so where base is common to both collector and emitter. And the important thing to note here is that input, so this is applied to the emitter, and the output is collected or sensed at the collector, right? So input is applied at the emitter and the output is sensed at the collector. Okay. While in the common emitter, you had seen that input was applied at the base, okay, and output was obviously sent at the collector only, but input was applied at the base for common emitter. But here for common base, you will apply input at the emitter side and the output is sensed at the collector side. Okay. So this is an important point to remember. Now let us do some analysis on the common base configuration. So for example, this is my common base configuration with a resistance RC at the collector. The small signal model of this circuit can be drawn. Okay. So the small signal model where we have shorted this base to ground and input is at the emitter side, right here. Okay. So one can find out the gain of this circuit, right? So the gain of this circuit, that is AV, so this is GMRC, right? However, in common emitter, if you remember, the gain was minus GMRC. Okay. So without considering this R naught, so we are assuming VA is infinite, okay, no early effect. So the gain in common emitter was minus GMRC. Here the gain is same, magnitude is same, but the phase is just opposite. Okay. So in a common base core, common base amplifier configuration, the gain is GMRC instead of minus GMRC. Okay. And the drop across this R pi also, you can note this is plus minus V pi and V in is plus minus V in from here. Okay. So as in the common emitter configuration, we had seen that one cannot one has to limit drop across this RC. Okay? And the drop across this RC decides your gain. But in the common emitter amplifier, we had discussed that the drop across RC has to be limited, okay, so that VC is greater than VB, okay, so that my device is in active mode. Okay. So similarly, here also the same condition applies here also, that is the voltage gain is limited here also. Okay. So the voltage gain is limited, that is gain is limited here also in common base, okay, which is limited by the drop across this RC. Okay. Now the drop across this resistor RC, so this should be less than or equal to VCC minus VB. Okay. So drop across this should be less than equal to VCC minus VB. And if I try to write VB, okay, that is at this point, so one can write a relationship for VB, that is VB should be less than VCC minus ICRC. Okay. And ICRC should be less than VCC minus VBE. To fulfill this condition, that is collector should always be at a higher potential than the base. Okay. So these two conditions one has to fulfill, that is ICRC has to be less than VCC minus VB to fulfill this condition to keep the BJT in active mode. Okay. Now the gain of this common base configuration we have already written, it is GMRC, and GM is IC by VT. So one can modify this. So this becomes IC by VT multiplied by RC. Okay. And IC RC, so this is actually drop across this resistor, okay, which is also written over here. Okay. So IC RC should be, I mean, if we replace this IC RC by this, so this becomes gain is now less than equal to VCC minus VBE by VT. Okay. So gain should be less than or equal to VCC minus VBE by VT. Okay. So the gain cannot be larger than this number, VCC minus VBE by VT in common base. Okay. The reason is same, that we want to keep the collector junction at a higher potential than the base to keep the BJT active in the active region of amplification. Okay. So that means there is, gain is limited here. Okay. So obviously, as in the common emitter amplifier, we had studied that there is a trade-off between gain, input impedance, and output impedance. Okay. So there was a trade-off between gain, input impedance, and output impedance. So here also similar relation we want to find. Okay. Because gain is limited here, decided by this factor. So we need to find out the trade-off between gain and these parameters for common base configuration also. Now let us take a small example where this circuit is given to us. Let us say this is circuit A. Okay. And these are the parameters for this circuit. That is VCC is given to me 1.8 volts. Collector current is also given to me 0.2 milliamperes. Saturation current is given IS 5 into 10 to the power minus 17, and beta also is given 100. Okay. Now one can bias this circuit, okay, by considering voltage divider bias by putting R1 and R2 in parallel at the base. Okay. So this way it can be better bias. So now the problem here is to find out the value of this RC, R1 and R2. Okay, so find R1, R2 and RC. Okay. So how do we find this? Let us do some analysis on this circuit. Okay. So let us try to do some analysis on this circuit. So this circuit is drawn as it is. Okay. Now IC is given to me, so I can write equation 1, that is GM is IC by VT. Okay. Since IC is given to me and VT is also known. So VT is 26 millivolts. So I can find GM, equation 1. Okay. Then one can write a relation between this V in and VB. Okay. So one can apply KVL in this section, that is from V in to VB. So one can write this VB is equal to VBE plus V in. Okay. So this VBE, okay, plus V in. So equation 2 can be written, that is VB is V in plus VBE. Okay. Now V in is also given to me. This is 0.6 volts or 600 millivolts. Okay. And VBE. So VBE I will find from this relation VT ln IC by IS. Right. So we had seen that the collector current can be written, okay, using the diode equation, where V in is VBE. So VBE can be written as VT ln IC by IS. Okay. IC and IS are known to us from here, okay, and VT is also known to us. So VBE can be found. Okay. So VBE is found as 0.754 volts. Okay. Add to 0.6 volt. Now total VB, okay, that is this VB. So this becomes 1.354 volts. Okay. Then we can also use this relation third, that is which we have also commented here, that is this relation, okay, that is IC/RC is less than VCC minus VB, or IC is less than VCC minus VB by RC. Okay. So this relation I can use as equation 3 here, okay, that is IC/RC is less than VCC minus VB. So from here I can find out RC. VCC is given, VB we have already found here, okay, and RC also we have found. Sorry, IC also we have found. Okay. So in fact IC is given here 0.2. Okay. So once you put these values, you get RC. Okay. So RC is known now. This is 2.23. Okay. Now next we can write equation 4, that is gain is GMRC for this circuit. Okay. GM is already calculated. It is 1 by 130 ohms, and RC we have found here 2.23. Okay. So 2230 ohms. So the gain is now 17.2. Okay, for this common base configuration. Now we can come back to now this circuit, okay, where we have used R1 and R2 as voltage divider. Okay. Now here one can again write some equations, that is one can write VCC minus VB is equal to I1 times R1, right? So I1 is moving in this loop here through R1. This is I1. So one can write VCC minus VB is I1 R1. Okay. The VCC minus VB is I1 R1. VB we have already, or maybe VB we can write from here, because this VB will not work. We have R2 also and R1 also. So VB one can write as Thevenin voltage, right? So one can use Thevenin's theorem to find out VB. So VB becomes plus R2, as we had done for calculating the Thevenin voltage, VB. Okay. So one can write VB as VCC. This VB is written over here. VCC multiplied by R2 by R1 plus R2. Okay. So from this one can find I1. So I1 is this much. Further one can transform this I1 to this VCC by R1 plus R2, okay, multiplied by this term. Okay. So if I ignore this term in the bracket, then I1 is equal to VCC by R1 plus R2. Okay. Let us say this term is small. So one can write I1 is almost equal to VCC by R1 plus R2, okay, which is mentioned over here also in this equation. Not here. Here I1 is VCC by R1 plus R2, VCC by R1 plus R2. Okay. Okay. Now we had also learned in common emitter while biasing this way, that is voltage divider biasing. So we had learned that this I1, so this should be much greater than IB, right? So for this kind of biasing, we had learned that the I1 current should be much greater than IB. Okay. IB we already know, it is given to us, or maybe we had calculated. Yeah, IB we had calculated. Okay, here IB we can calculate. That is IC is given 0.2. So IB is IC by beta. So this is 2 microamperes IB. Okay. Now if I1 has to be much greater than IB, so let us assume that I1 is 10 times IB. Okay, so I1 has to be much greater than IB. Let us assume I1 is much greater. How much greater? 10 times IB. Okay. That is 10 times 2. that is 20 microamperes. Okay, so I1 is 20 microamperes and I1 is equal to VCC by R1 plus R2. Okay, so I get a relation that is I1 is VCC by R1 plus R2. Okay. Now I come back to this relation. Okay. Because I know I1 now, I know VCC also and I know VB also. So I can find out R1 from here. Okay. So I can find out R1 as VCC minus VB by I1. VCC is known 1.8, VB is 1.35 we have calculated, and I1 also we have calculated 20 microampere. So R1 comes out to be equal to 22.3 microampere, sorry, kilo ohms. Okay. Now one can utilize this relation again. Okay. I1 is VCC by R1 plus R2. R1 is known, I1 is known, so R2 can be found. So R2 can be found as 67.7 kilo ohms. Okay. So this way one can actually design this circuit or any other circuit can be designed. Okay, that is all these values of resistances can be known. Okay, now let us talk about the input impedance of a common base stage. Okay. So input impedance, for finding out the input impedance, we need to look from the emitter side, because in a common base, input is applied at the emitter. Right, this is emitter, this is base, and this is collector. So we need to look into the emitter to find out the input impedance. Okay, because input is connected at emitter. So input impedance by looking into the emitter. And we have already found earlier for common emitter amplifier that the impedance while looking into the emitter side, so that is equal to 1 by Gm when VA is infinite. Okay. So I'll show you where we had learned that. That is impedance looking into the emitter. So in the previous lecture, here for common emitter configuration, so impedance seen at the emitter, okay, that is this. So this was 1 by Gm. Okay. So same 1 by Gm is valid for the impedance looking into the emitter for common base configuration also. Okay, that is this one. So here also we have to find the impedance looking into the emitter, and here also it was same. Okay, so that is, I can say that the input impedance of common base configuration is 1 by Gm when VA is infinite. Okay. So simply by inspection I can find out the input impedance. If I know the input impedance of one configuration, for example common emitter, so I can write the impedances by inspection. Okay. So I can write input impedance of common base stage is 1 by Gm when VA is infinite. Okay. So in the previous example, we had not considered the source resistance, which is present at the input side. Okay. So source resistance present at the input side, that is this resistance, was not considered. Okay. Now let us, because when input is connected, so input may be associated with its source resistance, or maybe I have some another stage of circuit which is connected to this as input. So this may have some output impedance here, which is actually this RS. Okay. So I need to find out the effect of this RS also on the gain. Okay. So gain was GMRC earlier we had seen, but we need to find out the effect of this RS on the gain. Okay. Because this input, some part of this input will be consumed by this RS. So obviously the left out part of input will go into the transistor. So obviously input is reduced at this point from V in to something else. So obviously then V out by V in, that is gain, will also be affected, okay, because of that. So let us find out the effect. Okay. So for finding out the effect, let us say that this point is X. Okay. And looking into this point X, the impedance was 1 by Gm. Okay, we had calculated, looking into the emitter, the impedance is 1 by Gm. So we mark that looking into this emitter, the impedance is 1 by Gm. Okay. Then this 1 by Gm in series with Rs. Okay. So I can draw this part of this VGT circuit. So I can say that the this part is actually can be represented by this circuit, that is Rs in series by Gm, okay, and V in placed over here. So now one can find out V out by Vx. Okay. So this V out by Vx, which is also gain. So I'll write simply V out by Vx, but so V out by Vx is actually GMRC. Okay. V out by Vx. So V out by Vx is GMRC. Okay. And but we have to find out V out by V in. Right? So we have to find out what V out by V in, which is the total gain of this circuit with source resistor and input. Okay. Otherwise, V out by Vx is GMRC. Right? V out by Vx is Gm times RC. But we have to find out this V out by V in. Okay. So one can relate this gain as V out by V in, okay, which can be found if I can find V out by Vx and Vx by V in. Okay. So V out by Vx is known to me. This is Gm by RC. So I can find Vx by V in now. Okay. So how to find Vx by V in? That is this Vx divided by V in. So this ratio I have to find. So for this I utilize this circuit. So Vx can be found here. Okay. If I say that, so Vx can be found, okay, here. Okay. And so this Vx by V in, that is Vx is how much here from this? This would be this much Vx by V in. It is 1 by Gm Rs plus 1 by Gm. Okay. So if you see that current I is flowing into this, so one can apply KCL and then one can find out Vx by V in ratio. So which comes out to be equal to 1 by Gm divided by, or maybe simply I can use voltage divider thing here, that is Vx can be simply written as V in times 1 by Gm, okay, divided by 1 by Gm plus Rs. Okay. Simple voltage divider thing I will utilize here. Okay. So I can write Vx is V in times 1 by Gm divided by Rs plus 1 by Gm. Okay. And if I bring this V in down from here, so this becomes Vx by V in, which is 1 by Gm 1 by Gm plus Rs. So same I am writing over here instead of Vx by V in. Okay. Or this can be written, I mean this Gm and this Gm cancelled out. So we are left with Rc divided by Rs plus 1 by Gm. So this is now my total gain of this circuit, okay, with Rs. Okay. Now the problem here with this Rs is, as I said, that the input signal, so that is actually attenuated before it reaches this point X. Okay. So that is why the gain is lowered for this circuit. So earlier without Rs, the gain was GMRC. Okay. But now with Rs, the gain is reduced. Okay. Because of this, that is the input while moving through this Rs gets attenuated before it reaches the transistor. Okay. Now this effect is very similar to the emitter degeneration that we had seen in the common emitter stage. So in the common emitter amplifier, we had seen that at the emitter side, instead of Rs, we had Re. Okay. And because of this Re in common emitter, we had seen the gain because of this RE was reduced, and the total gain was minus GMRC by 1 plus GMRE. In the common emitter amplifier, we had found that because of this RE, which is connected at the emitter side, the gain reduces because of this RE, and overall gain is now minus GMRC by 1 plus GMRE. But here, this RE is replaced by RS, so the total gain is here GMRC by 1 plus GMRS. Okay. So either you call this or this, yeah, both are same. Okay. So looking at this value, I can decide the gain of this amplifier with a source resistance, considering this source resistance as emitter resistance in common emitter pair. Okay. So again, by inspection, I can find out the gain. Right. So I don't need to do this analysis. If I know the gain of this by inspection of this circuit and comparing this circuit with common emitter, I can directly write the gain. Okay. So either I calculate it this way, or I write it directly by inspecting the common emitter amplifier configuration. Okay, so here is an example, a practical example of common base stage being presented. So where an antenna, okay, the output of this antenna is connected at the input on the emitter side. Okay. Now, on the emitter side, we had seen that the impedance is 1 by GM. Okay, so looking into the emitter side, the impedance is 1 by GM. Okay, and GM is given by IC by VT. Okay, and if I assume IC as 0.52 milliamperes, okay, IC if I assume as 0.52 milliamperes, good enough. So GM would be equal to, and VT is 26 millivolts. Okay, so IC by VT is 1 by 50 ohms. Okay, that is, this 1 by GM is 50 ohms. Okay. Now when I am connecting this antenna, now I have to make sure that the impedance of this antenna matches the impedance at this point, okay, or what we call as impedance matching. Okay, so to ensure impedance matching, I need to ensure that impedance of this antenna is equal to the impedance present at this point. Okay, though antenna's output impedance is already very small, and this 1 by GM is also very small, 50 ohms. Okay, so this means that this antenna is actually compatible with, as an input to this common base configuration on the emitter side. So one can replace this antenna by its source resistance. Okay, small source resistance of 50 ohms. 50 ohms present here also. So good impedance matching, okay, can be observed here. Now we had seen input impedance. Now let us talk about, okay, so in fact I'll write the gain was GMRC by 1 plus GMRS, okay, and input impedance we have calculated as 1 by GM. Now let us talk about output impedance of common base stage. So for output impedance, we need to look into the collector side. Okay, that is, we need to look from here to find out the R out. Okay, or maybe I can transform this circuit into this. Okay, this emitter is V in is grounded, and we find R out. Okay, so R out looking. So let us say this is R out 2 looking into the collector. Okay. Now, if I assume that there is no RC, or maybe at this point I can find out the output impedance, okay, then I'll say that the total R out 2 is RC parallel to R out 1. Okay, so I can find out R out 1 at this point, and then for R out 2 I'll say this will be equal to RC, that is this parallel to this value R out 1. So my job is to now find R out 1. Okay. Now R out 1, that is looking into the collector. So again I'll go back to the common emitter amplifier and see what impedance I had calculated by looking into the collector side. So I'll take you back to common emitter amplifier here. Okay. So common emitter amplifier output impedance, degenerated stage. Yeah, RE, we are replacing this RE by RS in the common base. So this circuit looks same. We are supposed to find out R out here. So the same R out we want to find at this point. Okay. So R out here we had calculated as 1 plus Gm RE parallel to R by R naught plus RE parallel to R pi. So this R out is also valid for common base configuration and looking from the collector side. Okay. So the same impedance would be there also. So we can simply copy this here, that is this relation. Okay. So R out 1, that is looking into the collector for common base configuration, is also equal to same as looking into the collector of common emitter configuration. Okay. So there we had emitter degeneration. Okay. And here we have RS. Instead of RE, let us call it RS. So this is RS, let us call. Okay. So one can directly write R out 1 by inspecting and comparing with common emitter stage. So what we had calculated for common emitter, we simply compare and find this is valid. Okay. And R out 2 is simply R out 1, that is this one, parallel to RC. So total R out 2, that is output impedance of common base stage, can be easily found as this much. Okay, so in fact, we can compare the output impedance of common emitter and common base stages by these circuits. Okay, so this is common emitter and this is common base, right? So this is my common emitter circuit and this is common base. So output impedance is calculated by looking into the collector. Okay, that is this R out. So here also output impedance is calculated by looking into the collector. Okay. So this portion is similar. In fact, this entire circuit is similar here. That is, the small signal models of common emitter and common base circuits would be same. Okay. So because the small signal circuits of common emitter and common base are same, so that is why the output impedance is also same. Okay. Now let us comment on the gain of common base stage with base resistance. Okay. And here VA is assumed infinite. Okay. So earlier I think we had calculated the gain without base resistance. So for example, we had calculated gain over here. So this gain was without base resistance. No base resistance was present. Okay. Now let us use the base resistance and see how it affects the gain. Okay. So a base resistance is added here, this one. Now for finding out AV, that is gain, we need to do some analysis. So that analysis goes this way. We need to write V out. So V out can be written as minus Gm V pi RC. Okay. So from this V pi can be written. So V pi is V out by minus Gm by RC, minus Gm RC, right? Then one can write Vp at this point. Okay. So one can write Vp. Okay. So Vp can be written as, so yeah, so Vp one can write. So how do we write Vp? Let us see. So in fact, for writing Vp, one can say that the current through this plus this current, Gmv pi, is equal to the current through this. Okay. So the current through this can be written as V pi by R pi. Okay. Same as we did for common emitter, plus Gmv pi is current through this. So this is equal to the current through this, which is Vp minus Vin by Re. Okay. Vp minus Vin by Re. Okay. So we can write this. So in fact, this is actually the KCL when you apply KCL at node P. So you get the same relation, which is mentioned over here. Okay. So from this, one can further transform this into this by knowing that V pi is this much. Okay. So here we have V pi, so V pi can be put this much. And then, okay. Okay. Fine. Okay. So anyhow, if I'm able to get this, then from here itself one can identify this V out and V in from here. So one can try to find out V out by V in ratio. Okay. So if I try to find out V out by V in ratio from here, so this V out by V in ratio comes out to be equal to this much. Okay. Where this GMRC is replaced by beta. No, sorry, beta is GMR pi. Okay. So one has to also use this beta as GMR pi to convert GM to beta. Okay. Or maybe beta is again converted back to GM here. So you don't need to do it here. So simply, or maybe it is here also. Okay. So anyhow, this gain can be written in terms of this relation. Okay. That is RC by 1 by GM plus RE plus RB by beta plus 1. Okay. So this is the gain when we have base resistance also in picture. Okay. So earlier the gain that was calculated was only GMRC. But now the gain is this much. That is RC by 1 by GM. Okay. So that means this gain is larger than this gain. So that means when you include RB, okay, so inclusion of RB, the effect is that your gain goes down, gain reduces. Okay. Okay. Now one can compare the voltage gain of common emitter with common base stage. Okay. So this is common emitter and this is common base. And we had seen that the magnitude of this voltage gain for the common emitter pair, this was minus GMRC. So for this it was minus plus GMRC. And with base resistance, okay, with base resistance, that is this one. So the gain is this much. Okay. So if I try to compare, then I will find that magnitude of the voltage gain of this common base stage with source resistance RS and the base resistance RB. So this is similar to the gain of common emitter pair with base resistance RB and emitter degeneration resistance RA. Okay. So the gain with RB and RE in common emitter stage is exactly equal to the gain of common base with RB and RA. Okay. So we can verify that if you go back to common emitter voltage gain with RB and RE. So let us go back. So this is common emitter stage, and let us find out where we had calculated the gain with both RB and RE. So here, or maybe here, RB and RE both are present. So gain is this much. Okay. So the gain is this much, and this gain actually includes, just a second. So the gain is minus RC by 1 by Gm RE plus RB by beta plus 1. If I have RE R1 at the output, so then this R1 will come in parallel. Okay. So in here, common base, also we have RB and RE, or RB or RS. Okay. So for this, the gain that is found for this with RB and RE is equal to the gain which is found for this. So gain which we have found for this circuit with RB and RS is this much, which is similar to the common emitters gain, C minus RC by 1 by Gm plus RE RB by beta plus 1. RC by 1 by Gm RE RB by beta plus 1. Right? So both are same. And this one for common emitter and this one for common base. So both are same. Okay. Okay. Now one can also find out input impedance with base resistance, and assuming VA is infinite. So far we have only calculated input impedance without the base resistance. So input impedance can be modified. So input impedance can be calculated with base resistance. So one can apply again KCL here to say that the input impedance is measured at the emitter side by connecting a voltage source and measuring the change in the current. Okay. So that is Vx by Ix ratio I want to find out. Okay. So if I apply KCL at this point, so I'll write again this current Ix. Okay. So this is equal to current through this plus current through this. That is V pi by R pi plus Gm V pi. Okay. So this is what I can write here. Okay. Now this V pi by R pi. Okay. So this is 1 by R pi plus Gm. Okay. So this we had calculated V pi as V pi by R pi as 1 by R pi plus Gm, and this Gm V pi represents this Vx R pi by R pi plus Rb. Okay. Because V pi can be given by this relation, that is V pi. This V pi can be found by simply voltage divider can be applied. That is, if I know at this point is Vx, okay, so this Vx can be distributed. So Vx, V pi can be written as R pi multiplied by Vx divided by R pi plus Rb. Right? So Rb is also here. Okay. So this can be distributed across Rb and R pi. So on R pi we can calculate it this way. So this V pi can be used here. Okay. And here also. So Ix can be modified. Okay. That is from this equation 1 and 2, one can write this equation Ix Now from here I can find out Vx by Ix. Vx is present here, Ix is here. So Vx by Ix, which is also equal to the input impedance. So this comes out to be equal to R pi plus R beta by beta plus 1, or 1 by Gm plus Rb by beta plus 1. So input impedance of common base stage with this base resistance is equal to this 1 by Gm plus base resistance divided by beta plus 1. Now if I look at the input impedance of common emitter stage, okay, input impedance of common emitter stage, that is impedance which is calculated on the emitter side for common emitter stage with base resistance beta. So we'll see that there is a difference now. So let us go back and check the input impedance of common the impedance while looking into the emitter of common emitter. So we'll see the impedance looking into the emitter side. So we had calculated some time back. Let us see where it is. Okay, we had calculated. Okay, anyhow, I think we had calculated it somewhere. Maybe in this lecture, let us see. Yeah, here, impedance seen at the emitter side. So this was only 1 by Gm. And with beta, with Rb, let us see where we have calculated with Rb. So we had calculated it with Rb also. Okay, we had calculated somewhere. So anyhow, I have written that calculated part. So for common emitter stage, in fact, yeah, common emitter stage, the input impedance was different while looking into the base. Okay, not on the emitter side. So we are, comparing the input impedance of both stages, common base and common emitter. We are not comparing the impedance while looking into the emitter side. We are comparing the input impedance. So for common emitter stage, input impedance is calculated on the base side. So which was calculated as this much, R pi plus beta plus 1 Ra. Okay. So you remember that we had drawn a circuit at the impedance side. We had said that this is R pi and this was beta plus 1 Ra for common emitter. Okay. But for common base, the input impedance we are getting is this much, 1 by Gm plus Rb by beta plus 1. Okay, here this much, 1 by Gm plus Rb by beta plus 1. So clearly there is a difference between the input impedances of these two amplifiers. Okay. So in fact the input impedance of common base is small. Okay. So here the input impedance is less than the input impedance of common emitter. Okay. So common base's input impedance is less than common emitter's input impedance. Okay. Because beta is large and here beta is present here in the denominator. So this term is almost negligible. And 1 by Gm, considering Gm also large, this is also negligible. So input impedance of common base is very small. However, here beta is present here itself. No denominator, only numerator. So beta is large, somewhere around 100. So input impedance is large compared to the input impedance of common base stage. Now let us say that we have been given this circuit. Okay. And for this circuit, we want to find out the input impedance. Okay. So this is a complex circuit for which I have to find out the input impedance. Okay. So input impedance, that means I want to find out this impedance looking into the emitter of Q2. Okay. So for finding out the impedance Rx, I need to transform this circuit into a simpler circuit. So here this transistor Q1. Okay. So this can be replaced by the impedance which is observed at this point looking into the emitter of Q1. Okay. That is input impedance of Q1. So input impedance of Q1 is 1 by Gm1 by Rb by beta 1 plus 1 using this. Okay. So both are common base configurations. So common base looking into the emitter 1 by Gm plus Rb by beta plus 1. 1 by Gm 1 plus Rb by beta 1 plus 1. Okay. So now this Q1 can be replaced by its equivalent input impedance. Okay. So I replace Q1 here by this impedance, the impedance which is present at this point. Okay. So this circuit is now simplified, and this circuit is now similar to the common base configuration that we have already considered without source resistance. Okay. So in fact, it is this circuit without source resistance. Okay. So for this circuit, again, the impedance looking into the emitter is 1 by Gm plus Rb by beta plus 1. Okay. So that is, I can write Rx, in fact, R dash X, maybe let us say that this is, okay. So I'll use the same equation here. This time I'll call this as 1 by Gm2. Okay. And Rb by beta 2 plus 1. So this will be, that is, this Rx would be 1 by Gm2. So Rx would be 1 by Gm2 plus Rb by beta 2 plus 1 plus Rb by beta 2 plus 1. And what is this Rb? Rb is this. Okay. So if I put this in place of Rb, I will get this relation, that is total input impedance is equal to this much. Okay. So this way one can find out the input impedance of any other complex circuit. Okay. Maybe I may have a transistor which is connected here. Okay. So any configuration could it be, okay, or maybe another transistor which is connected here, right? So at this point, any other transistor, if it is connected, so that can also be considered. Okay. So this circuit can be made more complex, but the analysis will be same. That is by transforming this circuit into a simpler circuit of known type. Okay. And then by inspection and knowing that the impedances of a common base circuit is this much, so one can find out the overall impedance of any complex circuit with common base configuration. So this is similar to what we had done for common emitter configuration also. So I think I'll stop here itself. Okay. And we will continue from here in the next lecture. If you have any queries, please ask.